The parachute deployment sequence, once again, will come in several segments, but in rapid fire succession.
And we have a great view of the moon out window 2. Looks a little smaller than yesterday.
Guess we'll have to go back.
Reed Wiseman and Jackie Mahaffey exchanging discussion on a view of the moon that Integrity's astronauts are seeing in the final minutes of this mission that will be completed with splashdown just 25 minutes from now. 3 forward bay cover parachutes will be used to pull the forward bay cover off the top of the vehicle. Then 2 drogue parachutes will be deployed to slow and stabilize the crew module during its descent, followed by 3 pilot parachutes that will lift and deploy the main parachutes from the forward bay. The final sequence will have 3 main parachutes deployed. These will be 116 feet in diameter, each main parachute approximately 265 feet long when reefed. The parachutes will ultimately slow Integrity down from its peak speed of almost 33 times the speed of sound to a gentle 19 miles an hour at splashdown. The vehicle is now currently in a roll to the proper attitude for entry interface. Our trajectory is right on according to flight dynamics.
All right, everybody. How we doing? Hello, hello. Check in, check in, check in, check in.
Integrity is on a trajectory from southwest and northeast across the Pacific Ocean, descending at a rate of 15,000 feet per second.
Hell yeah. Only good news we've had in a long time. Hello, you guys. Welcome back. We got live coverage here along with NASA.
Range to touchdown 4,300 nautical miles. All the systems in excellent shape.
Sounds like things are going well. Hell yeah. Try riding in a rocket. We did a mock shuttle launch at the Kennedy Space Center a couple days ago. That was intense. Couldn't imagine doing it for real.
Integrity, Orion in the EI roll 180 attitude.
Thank you, Timothy. Everybody check in, share the stream if you could.
Jackie.
This view out of one of Integrity's windows. We had a call for 3 good baros. Those are barometric pressure sensors that feed altitude and rate of descent information to Integrity's computers that will trigger the parachute deployment sequence. We are less than 9 minutes away from entry interface, 22 minutes from splashdown.
Can you guys hear it well when they're talking? I'm cosplaying. I got this from the Kennedy Space Center yesterday. Gotta support the mission.
You can see the reflection of one of the crew members in the window.
The space shuttle mission. It's dedicated to the space shuttle mission, the 100th one.
Out in the Pacific, the weather conditions remain go.
That's the cool stuff that happened when I was a
some
kid.
Scattered clouds, winds at 10 knots.
The space shuttles.
Wave heights just about 4 feet. A gentle day in the Pacific for the homecoming of Integrity's astronauts.
Who's in California? Gonna watch a touchdown? Anybody able to see it in Cali right now? Thank you, April.
Integrity back in EI attitude.
Like the stream, guys. Share the stream.
We see the same on board, Jackie. Houston, purge is complete. Crew and vehicle are configured for entry.
Houston copies.
I couldn't be an astronaut for real, though. No.
And we're in step 37, transferring nav state to BFS.
Hello, everybody. Check in, put in the comments who you're watching from. I will have live coverage tomorrow myself at the Whipple building for National Fuck Ice Day. That ain't going nowhere. However, today we're at least able to come together to watch the incredible work of these astronauts.
And Houston, in instruction 509, we are not below 0.2.
What on Maine, South Australia, Wisconsin.
Integrity, no action required.
Open the feed.
Integrity.
Oh, Umber Glue, thank you so much for the tier 1 gifted. Carl Feathers, thank you.
Now 6 minutes away from entry interface. We will hit the first traces of Earth's atmosphere at an altitude of 400,000 feet, traveling about 34,882 feet per second. Range to splashdown at that point will be 1,701 nautical miles.
Damn. Fast as heck. Watching from Illinois. What up, Illinois? He said, is this an aliens clip? No. But Artemis comes home.
And once again, just a reminder, some 24 seconds after entry interface, we do expect to lose communications with the vehicle and the crew during a 6-minute blackout period.
That's got to be so
when
scary.
A plasma shield will build up around the spacecraft due to the ionization, due to heating effects. And Flight Dynamics has just confirmed we will have a blackout period of exactly 6 minutes in duration. And once again, that's due to the fact that a plasma buildup around the vehicle will prevent communications and data, so we will not be able to talk to the crew members at that time, nor will we receive data here in the flight control room.
Houston, everything is looking good on board. Just confirm no pre-EI downloads.
Houston concurs.
That blackout period to begin at 6:53 and 54 seconds p.m. Central Time, and again will last about 6 minutes in duration.
So that'll be like 3 minutes from now.
We're 4 minutes away from entry interface.
We're going to go Mach 67. All right, that was
this view from Integrity as it crosses from southwest to northeast across the Pacific Ocean, 3 minutes from entry interface.
There was just no sound there, you guys. Plus, I had a call. Call came in, so I muted.
16 and a half minutes till splashdown.
Sorry, you guys were in the quiet there.
The USS John P. Murtha and the recovery team is on station and in position, as are the airborne imagery assets that we hope to receive imagery from as Artemis enters the Earth's atmosphere and through parachute deployment.
25,000 miles an hour is wild.
All of Integrity's systems are in great shape. The crew is ready to complete its mission just 15 and a half minutes from now. All of the activities today have gone off in perfect fashion. No issues with the vehicle, no issues with the crew. And the weather at the splashdown site is go.
Weather is a go. Rapunzel said, I'm glad he went to the KASC yesterday. Hope you had fun. Hell yeah. That was the best thing we did. Like I said, the coolest was the mock takeoff. Mock shuttle takeoff. There's no way I could do that for real. Thing like went up.
Coming up on 1 minute until entry interface.
It was rattling and shaking all over the place. Simulated takeoff. It was crazy.
Mark 1 minute until entry interface.
So they're going to lose
1 minute, 20 seconds until the expected start of our 6-minute blackout.
Yeah.
Integrity, 1 minute to a 6-minute blackout.
Comms are going down for 6 minutes.
Integrity.
It's got to be a pucker factor 6 minutes. Golly, what a long 6 minute. Dude, 6 minutes is a long time anyways.
10 seconds till entry interface.
Maybe you're just sitting there waiting for it. Watching the clock go.
And we have crossed the threshold, now entering the Earth's atmosphere. We're at 400,000 feet, traveling 34,800 feet per second. Time to splash down 13 minutes, 10 seconds.
13 minutes.
And as predicted, we've entered our communications blackout.
Damn. Wow. Wicked.
This will be a 6-minute blackout period.
Oh, wow.
No voice, no
Stress.
data from the crew.
Stress. No video either. Nothing. They're just in the blind
We're 30
up there for
seconds away
6
from the
minutes.
anticipated point of peak heating on the vehicle, where temperatures will rise to about 4,000 to 5,000 degrees Fahrenheit.
That did look sick.
This is the true test of our trajectory.
There it is from...
And from the G5 aircraft in the vicinity of the splashdown zone, this view of Integrity. So that pinpoint of light shows the vehicle as it enters the period of peak heating in the Earth's atmosphere, the first tug of gravity being felt by Integrity's astronauts since their launch back on April 1st.
Sheesh. No way I could do it.
Four and a half minutes until the end of the blackout period.
I don't even like heights.
Time to splash down, 11 minutes, 33 seconds.
You would do it? You would sign every waiver and do it? You guys are going on the commercial flights up there? You guys can have fun. I'll come support you from...
The landing and support officer reports that the P-3 has acquisition on Integrity.
I'll come support you from the takeoff. and then the landing.
3.5 minutes left in this blackout period. This is a visualization of the plasma buildup around the spacecraft and the repelling of that heat on Integrity's heat shield.
Do you just like pass out during this, or are they conscious during this? 25,000 miles an hour. Man, yeah, they did this decades ago. We have way better technology now.
Flight Dynamics reports that airborne assets in the vicinity of the splashdown zone do have a visual on Integrity. Still 2 minutes and 40 seconds left in our blackout period. Time to splashdown, 9 minutes, 35 seconds.
Splashdown in 9 minutes. You're conscious during this?
Multiple airborne assets as part of the recovery team all have visuals on Integrity.
Oh, yeah.
And the WB-57 flying in the splashdown zone also has a visual. And the Navy helos also have visuals.
This is a visualization of what's happening, because
we're still in the blackout period.
The blackout period that the cameras will come back.
Not have communications from the crew.
They're taking video inside of the thing during this, though, aren't they? They've been filming a whole documentary up there. It's going to be I think it's on Disney Plus, or it's going to be a Disney one. I could be wrong. I was on vacation, so give me a little bit of a break. Locked in by Monday. Tomorrow, technically.
We're standing by for communications from the crew. We should be out of the blackout period less than a minute from now.
Starting to slow down now. What Mach speed is that when they were going 25,000?
We are now processing data from Integrity. Landing and support officer reports the small boats are en route to the splashdown target zone.
Mach 32 to 33, 32.8. Holy. The other thing about the Kennedy Space Center, too, is obviously this is the modern...
Passing through 150,000 feet, our trajectory is perfect. We're getting intermittent views of Integrity. Still waiting to establish voice communication.
They still have the original 60s...
Integrity, Houston, comm check, post-blackout.
Apollo mission.
Houston, Integrity, we have you loud and clear.
Your trajectory is nominal, and your recovery teams have visual.
Comms are back.
Guidance looks good.
Oh, yeah.
No action for the enabled internal camera controller fail.
W comms.
Big cheers from
Let's
the viewing
go.
room here in Mission Control as Voice communication reestablished with Commander Reed Wiseman. For America and a waiting world, Integrity is 5.5 minutes away from coming home. Passing 100,000 feet now. Range to splashdown 19 nautical miles.
Still going so fast. Don't look into the light. You'll be under mind control. I'm kidding. I better calm down. Get the flat earthers going or something.
Integrity, impact to the camera controller fail is no Cab 1 views of the chutes.
Flat earther's been real quiet since Artemis II dropped.
Integrity.
We're processing good data through the GPS system. A good view of Integrity. Time to splashdown 4.5 minutes. And a view of Integrity from the WB-57. We're at 50,000 feet.
Wow. It does look like a UFO when it's just traveling like that, huh? It's not. Calm down, chat. But it looks like it, though, when it's traveling like this. And it's a capsule. This shit's moving.
The pyros are armed for forward bay cover jettison.
Wow. The technology on that's insane. So they can slow it down. And all of that survives the absolute cook that it goes through on the way in. Incredible.
And there go the first series of parachutes.
Hell yeah.
And we're on drogues.
And Houston, we're visual.
We be on drogues. What drogues, my dealer?
2 good drogue shoots.
Hell yeah.
Next up.
We copy, we see them.
Next up, the deployment of pilot parachutes that will pull the main chutes out. Time to splash down 3 minutes and 10 seconds.
So I got 3 more minutes of that.
Perfect descent rate according to flight dynamics.
Good rates on 2 drogues.
More drogues.
Passing through 10,000 feet.
Wow.
Still on drogues.
Still on drogues. More drogues. Wow. Holy shit. Wait, what?
Main chute.
Whoa, that was cool. Add more in there.
We're at 5,000 feet.
What the heck?
Search and recovery beacon has
Wow.
been activated.
And then they just floated.
Integrity.
That's incredible.
And we have 3 good main chutes.
Yep. And then they go. They're going to float in.
Good 3 main chutes. Good
Wow.
reefing. Good descent rate.
Good rates, and we see 3 good-looking parachutes.
Now you just go for a hot air balloon ride now. Into the water.
Integrity, cabin pressure indicates no need for hydrazine checks.
Nice.
Integrity copies.
This is a perfect descent for Integrity. Its crew
Literally.
sounding hale and hearty on board. Time to splash down 1 minute, 15 seconds.
Are they using 30 millimeter footage? Is this 30 millimeter?
Integrity about to complete a journey spanning 694,481 miles from its launch from the Kennedy Space Center back on April 1st, and a trip around the moon.
Wow. Let's go NASA. Yeah, let them try to defund this one. That was a UFO that went by. I'm kidding. I'm not. Oh,
Passing through 1,000 feet.
It's the chemtrails. And they have stabilization, so like they can land like perfect on there too. I think it's stabilization thrusters, right? So like, so when they land, it'll be like, so they don't land upside down and shit in the water. See that? So you already can do this. Never rocket. Wow, there they go. Let's go. Wow, that's cool.
Splashdown confirmed.
Copy splashdown. Waiting on VLDR.
Hey, they're home safe.
Confirmed at 7:07 p.m. Central Time, 5:07 p.m. Pacific Time. From the pages of Jules Verne to a modern-day mission to the moon, a new chapter of the exploration of our celestial neighbor is complete. Integrity's astronauts
Epic.
back on Earth.
Let's go. Born too late for the moon missions, born just in time for the moon missions. Let's go.
One, we still will be deploying the crew module uprighting system to maintain that orientation. A perfect bullseye splashdown for Integrity and its 4 astronauts.
I was always upset that I grew up in an era that I didn't get to see it, but now we do. So that's cool, at least, given everything going on in the world. I definitely want to make it to the launch when they go to the moon for real and they're going to get the base built. I want to go be part of that. So we got to last in media so that way I can try to get credentials and go there and cover it. That'd be awesome.
Unofficial.
Wouldn't that be sick to watch it live on Mercado Media from
7:07 and 47 seconds p.m. Central Time? We'll get that refined for you. That would put the end of the mission at a mission elapsed time of 9 days, 1 hour, 31 minutes, 35 seconds.
Perfect. Well, just absolutely. That's how you do fucking a mission right there.
And we're configuring for very low data rate.
See, when smart people do stuff, what happens?
Once again, splashdown occurring in the Pacific, southwest of San Diego.
Wow.
At 7:07 and 47 seconds p.m.
Integrity Houston, comm check on VLDR.
Oh, that was clean.
Houston, we have you loud and clear on VLDR. How us?
Clean mission.
We have you the same. We'll meet you over in post-landing.
Around the moon and back, no sweat.
Perfect communications established.
What a journey. We are stable 1, 4 green crew members.
Wow, green, which is good. That's
Houston,
a good sign.
copies all.
Reed Wiseman reporting 4 green crew members. That is not their complexion. That is the fact that they're in great condition. That's what that means.
Their condition levels.
So stable 1, upright. The crew module uprighting system is being deployed. The 5 airbags being inflated through helium to maintain the upright configuration for the vehicle. This was a textbook entry and a textbook touchdown for Integrity. Reed Wiseman, Victor Glover, Christina Cook, and Jeremy Hansen.
You're going to be teaching it forever.
After a journey around the moon.
New school, new class. Yeah, you better study up, future astronauts. You'll be learning this one. No, obviously, like, I'm not trying to pretend like I know space shit. I don't. I'm not an astronaut either. In the military, because I did serve in the military, shout out vets in the chat. Any vets? But we use the same colors for our statuses as well. So, like, you squad leader would ask if you're green on ammo, green on et cetera, which means obviously good. Or like you're red or amber or, different colors for different situations. So the astronauts and NASA space people use the same colors, it sounds like. One for the history books. Bro believes in this shit. Imagine not believing in it.
We continue to monitor the functioning of the CMOOS system. The airbags are being inflated to maintain a stable one or upright configuration. And there's a good view from one of the naval helicopters hovering overhead. Reed Wiseman reporting 4 green crew members, meaning they're all in excellent shape.
The only thing, well, at least for now, until we see when they go out there. But the only thing so far that SpaceX has over NASA is like they have so many cameras and drone shots of their stuff. But even though I heard it's going to be a publicly traded company soon.
SAR beacon and radio.
SAR beacon is in 406, and we're powering the radio now. Go ahead.
We see the beacon on. However, the recovery team is not seeing the signal. Your SAR radio uses the same antenna, so you may run into trouble with the radio.
Okay, copy. And we are also powering up the sat phone now.
Powering up the sat phone, so it's not done yet. Don't go anywhere. They landed safely, but it's cool to watch how they get out of they're in the capsule. How do they get out of the capsule now?
So integrity is,
you got to watch how they go get them.
Shape. And as the crew continues its post-splashdown timelined activities on board, Reed Wiseman once again reporting that all 4 crew members are in excellent shape.
I swear, Nat, they're using
5 inflated airbags to maintain an upright configuration, so that the recovery team can now begin a slow approach to the vehicle. Meanwhile, here in the flight control room, Entry Flight Director Rick Henfling is polling his team of flight controllers for the start of powering down the vehicle after a thorough systems check. We have no toxic gases to be concerned about, so the recovery personnel can approach the vehicle, but not until we have powered down the spacecraft. That's expected to take a few more minutes.
You still see it blinking. I'm saying like the film they're using here, and like when it was landing, looked like old 60s film. I think they're either using 30mm film and live stream. I don't know how that works or how they're doing that. They're definitely using like movie film for this.
Integrity back on Earth following its historic flyby of the moon. It was, for all intents and purposes, a textbook mission.
On 28, but I'll remain on this frequency.
Navy cameras are like this? It looks cool.
We copy.
Reed Wiseman indicating some trouble with the SARSAT phone on board. But that's not an issue. What is more important is that the vehicle is solid. No issues as we begin the power down of the vehicle to begin the recovery process.
Gotta go get him. Put one in the chat if you just watched the whole mission all week. I was on vacation, so honestly, good week. We were all gone. You guys were all in space, and I was in Florida, and then went to Space Coast. So we were all spaced out. Wasn't included in the mission. I'd watch like here and there.
Here in Mission Control reports that we have safed the prop system on integrity.
Can you say again? That was very weak and broken.
Integrity, Houston did not call.
Copy that, Houston. It might have been on the SAR radio. Stand by.
We'll click the comms button.
All of the milestones were executed in perfect fashion. Integrity entering the Earth's atmosphere right on time, reaching its peak speed shortly after a blackout period began. We emerged from the blackout period, but the recovery imagery airborne assets were able to pick up Integrity's descent almost immediately through entry interface, tracking the vehicle all the way down. And finally, you saw the sequence of chute deployments. First, the forward bay cover being pulled off the top of the vehicle by a series of 3 parachutes. Then the drogue chutes were deployed, followed by the 3 main chutes that slowed the splashdown velocity of Integrity to just 19 miles an hour.
I know, I got my dinner. I'll be doing some Integrity. I know what you guys are thinking. Man, what do I watch now? Everything sucks. I don't want to watch current events. Don't worry, I don't either. We're gonna keep watching this because I want to see him recovered. So we're gonna continue coverage here. Tomorrow, obviously, on Mercado Media, it's National Fuck Ice Day. I'll be out covering that in person.
Integrity Houston, with no joy on SAR and SAT phone, we'd like you to command an additional 15 minutes for a total of 30-minute power down delay.
But after we see the astronauts recovered out of the capsule and everything, I'll keep pushing this back, but we got on my gaming channel.
All right, Jackie, we have selected T/D+30. No joy on SAR radio or sat phone.
No joy.
And stand by, we have the master diver on SAR radio. Please hold comms.
Hold comms, guys.
Hey, Lily. Excuse me. Hey, Jackie, we just got the master diver on SAR.
Anyways, as I was saying really quick, gaming channel next. You guys like space? We're doing an 80s space horror game. It's called Routine. So, and that's for whenever, it's at 8 o'clock, but whenever this is done. So that, obviously I'll move that.
Good view of one of the fast boats.
Integrity Houston.
Some spooky space stuff.
If you are happy with your comm with Master Diver, you can go back to the 15-minute power down.
Who's the Master Diver?
Okay, stand by. Yeah, we'll confirm here.
My drogues with the Master Diver.
The crew on board Integrity coordinating with the flight control team in Houston here in Mission Control on the timing of the power down of the vehicle, which will be the precursor to the recovery teams approaching the spacecraft. There are no issues with Integrity. We've had a bit of broken capability in establishing a SARSAT or satellite phone communications capability between the crew on board Integrity and the recovery team. That will get sorted out here shortly.
Just FaceTime them.
Plenty of cooling on board Integrity, so there's no rush to begin the power down.
I tried to call you on the sat phone and not getting an answer there either.
Concur. We haven't had anything come through.
And Houston, if you could relay to recovery that we hear them, but it does not appear as though they are hearing us.
Houston copies, and Reed, just to confirm, you are pushing the PTT on the radio.
Happens in real life, in the military too. The mission was perfect, so I mean, at least is the comms could fuck up.
So as we continue to sort out the communications between Integrity and the recovery teams, we are standing by for the initiation of the power down procedures. That, as you see, the recovery teams are moving towards the side of the capsule. The next major event will be the erection of that large inflatable raft.
Sad phone guys sweating.
Porch. That will be the port of call for the crew as they're being extracted one by one from the vehicle.
Integrity, Houston, for sat phone, we are going to attempt to call you.
Good idea, standing by.
Yeah, flat earthers are in shambles.
Yes, we are pushing the push to talk, the two buttons on the left side of the radio below the up-down arrows. We are utilizing them. I'm rebooting the radio to see if we get good comms.
Okay, we copy all, and just to confirm, you are seeing that you are touchdown plus 3030 for power, correct?
That's affirmative.
When are we gonna get space simulator, shuttle takeoff and landing simulator?
We are trying a backdoor approach to have mission control here call the crew on their satellite phone. This is all part of the coordination for the power down of the vehicle that will initiate the actual recovery operation. The first boats with the Navy divers on board are standing by, waiting to close in on Integrity to begin the process of erecting the large inflatable raft that's called the front porch that will be where the astronauts are extracted from so that they can have a few minutes to get their land legs back.
There's a lot going on right now in this dialogue.
They're hoisted aboard the Navy helicopters for the flight back to the deck of the USS John P. Murtha.
Erections, hoists, back doors. The heck is going on with this transmission right now? Now that was wicked.
And Houston, please don't reply. NRD, very weak, but readable. Master diver, we can hear, but they cannot hear us.
They keep their distance till power down. What, in case something bad happens? Is a master diver an actual diver in the water? I would assume so. I don't know if they get in or not.
And Houston on OE1, is there any chance to tie us into NRD?
Maybe they're just the one they talk to on comms. I don't know if they get in the water or not.
Checking.
Look at the water. So after being in the
Mission Control, Houston, while we stand by for the establishment of communications between Integrity and the recovery team that is basically standing by very close to the spacecraft, we're going to go to the deck of the USS John P. Murtha, where Megan Cruz is standing by with Administrator Jared Isaacman.
Hey, Rob. Yeah, just such an honor to be able to be here on the ship, to be able to share and experience this moment with everyone together. And of course, as you just said, yes, here with NASA Administrator Jared Isaacman. Administrator, how did you feel getting to witness this and seeing NASA at its best?
Oh, I mean, I'm honestly, I'm still at a loss for words. I mean, you know, like the childhood Jared right now can't believe what I just saw. I mean, almost been waiting my whole lifetime to see this, and then it's NASA Administrator. I just couldn't be more proud of the entire workforce, the years, the effort, the late nights, all the hard work from across the country that contributed to this incredible moment right now. And yeah, incredibly grateful too for our teams here on the John P. Murtha right now.
Yeah, look at them behind us here.
We've got everybody. Hey, what do you guys think? We just brought some astronauts back from the moon, huh? Unbelievable. Thank you. Yeah, so grateful to the Navy, the sailors that are here, the NASA teams. I mean, this is a joint effort that's on their way right now. These recovery forces are getting out to our Orion spacecraft, to Integrity, to get our astronauts back on the ship safely.
Yeah, and this is not just an accomplishment for NASA. This is an accomplishment for humanity. Again, a historic mission to the moon and back. How does this make you feel, and what do you hope people take away from this?
Well, I'll tell you, you know, I think about the crew members that we've all had an opportunity to observe over the last 10 days, right? I mean, they're absolutely professional astronauts. I mean, wonderful communicators, almost poets. But then I think these were the ambassadors from humanity to the stars that we sent out there right now. And I can't imagine a better crew than the Artemis II crew that just completed a perfect mission right now. So yes, it's a huge moment for everybody, right? I mean, we are back in the business of sending astronauts to the moon, bringing them back safely, and to set up for a series more. I mean, this is not a once in a lifetime, which you hear sometimes around here. It's like, this was a once in a lifetime. No, it's not. This is just the beginning. We are going to get back into doing this with frequency, sending missions to the moon until we land on it in 2028 and start building our base.
Yeah, are we going to build on the momentum?
2028.
I mean, it's just around the corner.
What a year.
Absolutely. So, I mean,
oh my God, what a year that's going to be.
Can't wait to get the crew off of Integrity right now, but also getting Integrity back on this ship so we can start taking a look at it, because all that data is so precious to us right now. I mean, we are going to definitely want to take a good look at the thermal protection system. We're going to want to download
2028 is going to be epic.
Transmit back to us and use that to inform Artemis III. But we're already making progress, right? You had SRB segments already showing up at KSC. Core stage for Artemis III is rolling out on April 20th. We're getting Mobile Launcher 1 back in vehicle assembly building. So yes, there is a lot to celebrate right now on a mission well accomplished for Artemis II, and at the same time, we got to start getting ready for 3.
Amazing. And last question, you know, for people who joined us for all 10 days to see what we can accomplish together with our international partners, what do you think about the fact that we're going to keep doing this more and more and more?
It's incredibly exciting. I mean, yeah.
Wow, the moon missions are back.
The best and brightest across the NASA workforce from across the country, our industry partners, our international partners. We had a Canadian Space Agency astronaut on board in Jeremy. We had the European Service Module. And you think, in the days leading up to this launch, I mean, 48 hours prior to launching Artemis II, I was meeting with the Italian Space Agency. We signed a memorandum of understanding to build a habitation module on the moon. I mean, you have countries, all of our allies and partners coming together saying, we are committed to this effort. We are returning to the moon. We're doing it to stay. We are building that enduring presence. We are going to master the skills on the surface of the moon so someday we can undertake missions to Mars. It's just an incredibly exciting time. And we're
Canada.
We're bringing everybody along.
Canada went with us too.
And speaking of everyone, one more time, we're going to ask the crew here. You guys ready to land on the moon? Awesome. I love that. Okay, well, thank you so much, Administrator. Appreciate you being here. We're, of course, going to stay on to watch the crew get extracted from Orion, so stay tuned, and we'll see you back here shortly.
Fuck yeah. You guys all need to go to the Kennedy Space Center in Florida. If you really like, and there's so much to do.
Thank you, Megan, and thank you, Administrator Isaacman. We are in the process of working to establish that communications link and to establish the procedures that will lead to the power down of the spacecraft, which is gently bobbing in the Pacific following a bullseye touchdown that occurred at 7:07 p.m. Central Time, 5:07 p.m. Pacific Time, 2.5 hours before sunset in the Pacific, southwest of San Diego. We have once again heard from the crew during that interview opportunity with the administrator, and we have 4 healthy crew members on board.
Nice. Orlando's cool, but next time I go to Florida, I think I'm just going to stay on the coast. We now have
confirmation that the vehicle has been powered down as per the procedures. So we have vehicle powered down, and the flight control team here in Houston, Flight Director Rick Henfling, has handed over mission authority to the Exploration Ground Systems team out in the Pacific. Now, we will physically not get off console with this team until the crew has been extracted into the front porch, that inflatable raft that will be erected along the side hatch of Integrity. So we're standing by for that in the next step in the recovery procedures. But everything is in great shape, and we have 4 healthy crew members on board the vehicle.
I was going to say earlier, I love the Florida beaches and the vibe. Very rustic towns in the beach. Doesn't beat California, though. I'm sorry. As a Minnesotan that lives literally in the top center,
all of the entry events,
been to both of them.
By the book, no issues, perfect trajectory.
California beaches got it. I'm just being honest.
That was culminated with one final raise burn to improve the angle of attack for the vehicle as it entered the Earth's atmosphere. All of that flight dynamics computation worked like a charm.
The Pacific Ocean's better than Atlantic. Atlantic's tough. I swam in it though. I had a good time with it, but very scary ocean. Very scary, dude. I was scared. The waves were scary. I was out there though. Out there. But the Pacific is like, you know.
So we are standing by for the recovery team to approach Integrity and begin the process of erecting that inflatable raft called the front porch, which will see the crew members be extracted from the hatch of Orion into that inflatable raft before they're hoisted aboard 2 Navy helicopters in a variety of different configurations. Each crew member will be hoisted in sequential fashion, in alternating fashion, 2 crew members for each helicopter before they turn around to head back to the John P. Murtha. Once on the deck of the ship, they'll be brought into medical bay for comprehensive medical exams. But Reed Wiseman has reported several times that the crew is in excellent shape.
We went on to Baja California. The water in San Diego was pretty warm when I went in July. It was hot as fuck though. I mean, water was pretty warm. I was out there at the board and riding waves and everything. And I'm afraid of the ocean like that.
So just to recap, it has been some 26 and a half minutes since the splashdown of Integrity in the Pacific. The vehicle is in excellent shape. It performed like a champ all the way down through the Earth's atmosphere. All of the vehicle functions were checked off in excellent trip hammer fashion. The parachutes all deployed as planned. Splashdown occurring at 7:07 p.m. Central Time, 5:07 p.m. Pacific Time.
Hey, Les. So we're just waiting for the crew to get extracted now.
And after a bit of a tussle to try to establish a communications link with the recovery team, we were finally able to run through the procedures for the powering down of the vehicle. We've handed over mission authority to the Exploration Ground Systems folks out in the Pacific, and the recovery team will be approaching the vehicle shortly to erect the inflatable raft called the front porch before opening the hatch to Integrity to bring the crew members onto that raft before they're hoisted onto 2 Navy helicopters, 2 crew members for each helicopter, before they're flown back to the deck of the USS John P. Murtha.
Gotta erect the front porch. So I got a poll going. Would you commercial travel to the moon, which is a question. First of all, put a 1 in the chat if you watch the original Apollo missions. I know we got some of y'all are a little older than me. But I don't know, did you ever think you'd be like, are you going to go commercial to the moon? I'm not. I'm telling you, I'm not. I swear to God, I won't. I'm cool with flying on the plane. I'll fly around. I'll fly anywhere now. I'm not uncomfortable in an airplane. I don't like heights, though. I'm deathly afraid of heights. No way I'd go to outer space. I'm sorry. I love outer space, and I'm fascinated by it. And that's tough. I go cheer y'all on, though. Anyone that wants to go do it, and you want to go up there and go to the space station, I guarantee you that'll be a thing by the time I'm elderly. By the end of my lifetime now, especially since they're starting the building process in 2 years, it probably get delayed though. We'll see. All depends on Elon's rockets, right? Doesn't it? It literally depends on SpaceX, doesn't it? Which becomes a publicly traded company, so we don't have to call it Elon's rockets anymore, which would be awesome. When does that happen? Chat told me that when I was at the space station. SpaceX is building assembly building like NASA has, like right next to it. Oh, there's like kitty corner. And the coolest thing that we learned at the Kennedy Space Center too, or one of the coolest things, tons of things are cool, but they still use the crawlers, the original crawlers that have been used forever from NASA, which are called, their names are, not Hansel and Gretel. God dang it. I'm not looking at chat because I don't what are they called? They have names.
This is Mission Control Houston. After
Bert
talking
and Ernie?
to
I'm
the
kidding.
flight dynamics folks, we have a bit of a refinement on the splashdown
Franz
time for you.
No.
Their computation shows a splashdown time of 7:07 and 27 seconds p.m. Central Time. 7:07 and 27 seconds p.m. Central Time.
I'm looking it up now. I feel bad for not remembering. They each have a name. No.
That would equate to a mission elapsed time of 9 days,
Hans
1
and
hour,
Franz.
32 minutes,
That's right.
and 15 seconds.
Hans and Franz. And they're the original, the 1965 fucking crawlers.
Once again,
they're still using
from Flight Dynamics, a splashdown time of 7:07 and 27 seconds p.m. Central Time. That would equate to a mission elapsed time of 9 days, 1 hour, 32 minutes, and 15 seconds. Reports from the Pacific indicate that the recovery team, in communications with the crew aboard Integrity, that the crew remains in excellent shape as they await the approach of the team for a final hazard gas evaluation before they move to the side of the vehicle to erect the inflatable life raft called the front porch.
What gases? Just like in general around the capsule upon entry? You gotta let that shit cool off. Yeah.
Again, no issues with Integrity. The vehicle is powered down. All of its systems are now safed. We have handed over mission authority to the Exploration Ground Systems folks in the Pacific, but we will not stand down and have the entry flight control team depart its positions until that inflatable raft, the front porch, is erected, the hatch open, and the crew having exited the vehicle. So that's the next step in the recovery process that will lead to the hoisting of the crew members for 2 crew members for each helicopter. They'll be hoisted
That's wild.
to a pair of Navy helicopters that will then fly a short distance back to the USS John P. Murtha.
On a helicopter.
What you're looking at is one of the fast boats circling the vehicle to make a hazard assessment.
Kind of like, you know, when you absolutely destroy a bathroom and then you're like, well, you shouldn't go in there for a while. So you gotta like let the gases cool down. So they have to get on a helicopter hoist. No way I could be an astronaut. Too many heights, too much heights. You gotta literally go to outer space and then you gotta be hoisted from. I would have a panic attack getting hoisted from a helicopter over the ocean. I couldn't do any of that. I can't do it. Couldn't do heights. No heights for me. Check into the stream, put in the comments you guys are watching from. Put it in the chat. That they don't have much room in that capsule either, by the way. They have the capsule at the Kennedy Space Center. That shit is tight in there. It's not like airline which seats, which suck too. They're in there. Like no space. I feel like my knees, like, oh god, dude, my knees. Knee would lock up. Pennsylvania, Idaho. Heights is a no for you. One of the coolest parts is when the capsule was just kind of like floating like a UFO. That was sick. When it was just like gliding across the sky before the drogues came out. What up, Australia, Florida? Hey guys, just to remind you, we got more stream coming up tonight. Appreciate you. Thank you for the support. Support independent media. Be on the ground live at the Henry Whipple building tomorrow. Giving you guys on the ground coverage of the nationwide Fuck Ice Day.
Once again, you're watching the initiation of the recovery of the Artemis crew aboard Integrity. All of the Navy divers and the fast boats are now approaching the spacecraft after conducting a hazard assessment. The vehicle has been powered down. Entry Flight Director Rick Henfling now waiting for the life raft, the front porch, to be erected along the side of the vehicle so that the hatch can be opened and the crew members extracted from Integrity, soon to be hoisted one by one into a pair of Navy helicopters for a short flight back to the deck of the USS John P. Murtha.
Yeah, I'm going to try Bellum, too.
If you missed it earlier, we talked to Flight Dynamics and received a more official touchdown time or splashdown time, as it were, of 7:07 and 27 seconds p.m. Central Time, 5:07 and 27 seconds p.m. Pacific Time. That would equate to a mission elapsed time of 9 days, 1 hour, 32 minutes, and 15 seconds.
And people were able to watch it live the whole way. How'd you have to watch it back in the 60s? You had to probably wait for the 3 major news channels, right, to give you coverage. They literally had a 24/7 live stream going of the whole mission from start to finish. If we went on vacation, I definitely would have watched it or covered it more. But vacation ended this morning when we checked out. I left Florida 12 hours ago. Well, 15 hours ago. Vacation over. It was wall-to-wall coverage. They broadcasted it. But not like the way they could now, right? Flat earthers are still loud. Well, they will be. They definitely will be. They don't really have much of an argument now. Did I ever get airsick? No. No, I don't get air. When I do on a ride. By the way, if you guys ever go to Universal Studios, do not go on the freaking Hogwarts ride. Literally ruined the whole day. That was the first thing we went on. Ruined the whole rest of the day for me. I still went on other rides, but it was like, oh man, it was pain. Never been more sick on a ride. I think the only thing that would compete with that Hogwarts ride would be the cage ride they put you in and you just do flips. So what's that called? The Rattler or whatever the hell, old school carnival ride. The two people in a cage, you just flip around and spin. Let's go puke together. Hell yeah. The zipper, yeah, that one. I think the only thing that would compete with the Hogwarts ride would be the zipper on like max settings. Yeah. Hell nah.
Continuing to get excellent views from the imagery assets out at sea in the Pacific of Integrity. We continue to get good reports from the landing and support officer who's in contact with the recovery team that the crew is in excellent shape, no issues. They're just currently biding their time, waiting for the front porch to be erected. We have no hazardous...
Does he keep saying it?
We have no hazard gases and no hazardous situation with the vehicle. It performed perfectly all the way down from entry interface to its splashdown in the Pacific at 7:07 and 27 seconds p.m. Central Time.
Oh, yeah, it is.
And as you can see, the first phalanx of recovery personnel now pulling up alongside of Integrity.
I only went on the zipper one
this
time.
This includes Navy divers, a Navy flight surgeon.
Let's go Navy.
And other recovery personnel who have trained for several years for this recovery process.
Damn. There they go. So let that shit cool off. Yeah, I went on the zipper with my mom as like a kid, and that was it for me. Never again. You're literally just in a cage getting spun, and while it spins, it's the worst. People are nuts.
At this hour, some 41 minutes following splashdown, the vehicle has been powered down. There's no hazardous gas emanating from the vehicle. That's why the first team of recovery personnel has been able to pull alongside Integrity. And the reports continue to come in that the 4 astronauts are in excellent shape.
They touch the butt. Strickland says each burn to orbit for everything we launch is how many melted glaciers. The glaciers. It's amazing. All the astronauts are feeling great. Nobody's injured. Yes. Incredible mission. That was a perfect mission from start to finish. And it's the only issue they've had is the comms when they first landed. Everything else perfect. You said the Gravitron legit made you sick? Yeah, I won't go on. I didn't know the Hogwarts ride was going to be like that, like spinny like that. But I won't go on rides like that anymore. It's just too much. So no comms is probably the scariest thing ever. Yeah, especially that 6 minutes where the comms went out. They got to erect the front porch. Chungus went on all the spinny rides. Oh my goodness.
This is Mission Control Houston, continuing to watch the initiation of the recovery of Integrity's astronauts. One by one, they'll be brought out of the spacecraft onto a large inflatable raft just a short time from now. In the meantime, we can go back to the USS John P. Murtha, where my colleague Megan Cruz is standing by to provide her situation report. Megan, can you hear us?
Megan!
Hey, Rob. Yes, I can hear you. Thank you. Yeah, we're back here on the bow of the recovery ship where there are still plenty of people peering out into the water. We are not very far from the action everyone is seeing on their screen now. The Orion spacecraft, Integrity, in the ocean, surrounded by a number of recovery boats. As Rob has been saying, in those recovery boats, NASA and Navy personnel specifically trained to get the astronauts out of Orion. In some of our wide shots, you can probably see that there are 6 boats out in the water. More than 40 people out in the water right now on those boats.
Gotta erect the porch. Why don't they just have a big ass ship come by and just scoop that thing up out of the water? Like, that's what I would do. If I was in charge of space operations, I'd just be like, and scoop. Grab that, put it on the ship, and get out of there.
First order of business is to set up the front porch and the stabilization collar. You might also hear it referred to as a stab collar. Basically just to make sure that Orion stays upright, doesn't sway in the water too much, again, to make it easier for recovery forces to get the astronauts out.
Mm. Listen, chat, when you do, like, I mean, yeah.
Again, we splashed down in the Pacific Ocean just after 5 p.m. Pacific time here.
When you're in the military or whatever, or an astronaut,
to be able to get the crew out of Orion within 2 hours of splashdown.
you be waiting.
So doing great on time so far. Plenty of time. No rush either. I was speaking to NASA flight surgeon Rick Schuring earlier in this broadcast, and he said to me, no rush to get the crew out. Just want to make sure that they're feeling good, and whenever they're ready to take their step out of Orion and onto that large raft, the front porch, folks will be ready.
You hurry up, and then you wait. And then you do what's called stand fast. Oh, door open. Hey. They're coming out.
And as there are mission audio loops in Mission Control in Houston, there is a mission audio loop here on the ship. And it was just reported out that the side hatch is open. Side hatch of Integrity is open. getting these beautiful shots from our aerial assets. The ship
That's what I
itself,
said.
where I'm on, just 3,000 yards away.
That's what SpaceX. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, SpaceX has that in their recovery.
Again, plenty of people on the boat here, glued to the side closest to where they can see all this action. And again, with just 3,000 yards separating us, great views from the bow here. You can see now that side hatch is open. One of the Navy personnel is about to get inside there.
That's cool. Hatch open.
In total, 4 will go into Orion. So it'll be a little bit of a tight squeeze, but the goal is to have a recovery personnel with each astronaut assessing them.
Oh, is that why Andy says SpaceX doesn't use hypergolic RCS thrusters? Is that why this recovery process is different? Does it have to do with the gases they were talking about?
Again, that one that's right up against Orion, those are the divers that will go in to the spacecraft to check on each of the astronauts. These other boats will begin doing a number of things, putting on that stabilization collar onto Orion, building that front porch. Eventually, they will retrieve the parachutes, as well as tow Orion back to the well deck of the recovery ship here. And so as we wait for the Navy and NASA personnel to get their assessment of the crew inside of Orion, why don't we toss it back to Rob for an update?
Yeah, thank you, Megan. Here in Mission Control, Flight Director Rick Henfling and the entry team of flight controllers still on duty. The vehicle has been powered down for some time now. There are no hazardous gases emanating from Integrity. That, of course, allowed the recovery personnel to approach the vehicle and then open the hatch to begin the initial medical assessment of the crew, as you just indicated. Now we're standing by for the erection of that inflatable raft, the front porch, alongside of the vehicle. That will enable the crew to be extracted one by one onto the raft, have a moment or two to get their land legs back before they're hoisted into 2 hovering Navy helicopters, 2 crew members for each helicopter, for a short flight back to the deck of the USS John P. Murtha. All of Integrity's systems operated flawlessly throughout the course of the approach to the Earth, the entry into the Earth's atmosphere, and all of the key milestones that followed in this high-speed return to Earth for Integrity, a mission that spanned more than 694,000 miles from the vehicle's launch from the Kennedy Space Center atop the Space Launch System back on April 1st.
Junket says, imagine some asshole smoking a cig on the boat with a helium leak. I got Status Quo just texted me, guys, so they're asking me about some details for tomorrow. NASA themselves can explain this process better than I can. Be able to explain a lot more tomorrow for you guys when I'm live on the scene at the Whipple building. If you guys want to make sure you tune in, hit the subscribe button. We have a Discord server as well. You can join that. How come they backed away from it? When are they going to get the front porch erected?
As we mentioned at the top of the broadcast, the last time that the Apollo program saw a splashdown in the Pacific was Apollo 17 back on December 19th, 1972. So for the first time in some 53 and a half years, we have reenacted that with the arrival of Integrity's astronauts as they flew around the moon in that historic lunar flyby that began with a trans-lunar injection burn that took them out of Earth orbit following 24 hours of a high Earth orbit trajectory. The high Earth orbit trajectory enabled flight controllers here to have a full 24 hours to evaluate the systems on Integrity and the condition of the crew before they would commit to flying to the moon.
I will be going to see Artemis II in person, though. As I'm going to try my best to get credentials. That way I can cover it. I might need I don't know. My live view should do fine out there. It's just when there's tens of thousands of people, it doesn't work. Nope, doesn't look like it. Is that what that in the oh? There's divers in the water. Looks like it's being erected. Bringing it to them. Kind of see it through the potato cam. Anybody else able to take some time away from all the madness that's been going on? It's been very difficult to. This has been one way. Many people have been. Watching Artemis II. During vacation, through my YouTube scrolling, I would pull up see what was the latest with it. See what was happening. Yeah, they pulled up to it again, though. Door was open. Now it's not. Oh. Is that it there off the side? I don't know what we're looking at. Oh, okay. There's the hatch. Okay, it was just the other side of it. Maybe we'll be able to see the astronauts if it swings around.
With the side
maybe the water is cold,
having been opened to set the stage for the erection of the inflatable life raft known as the front porch, to be erected alongside the spacecraft for the extraction of the crew.
Through the erection
for you an interview that my colleague
of the erect front porch
on the USS John P. Murtha with Navy diver First Class David McMahon that explains how this process is unfolding.
Okay, Davey, so you and some of your team, one last look over of the stabilization collar, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so what is this stabilization collar?
This is what's going to stabilize the capsule out there in the ocean. We don't know how good the weather or the waves will be that day, so this will help prevent any unnecessary occurrences from happening, stabilizing the capsule and the astronauts inside.
So basically this is a float that will go around Orion. I'm assuming that what they're doing right now, these are the lines that will attach the collar onto Orion?
That is correct.
And so what are they doing here?
So we've got the lower line that will secure the inflation device before we inflate it. That gives us the go-ahead that it's secure in its space, and then we'll inflate it. And then once that is done, we'll undo all the carabiners and get this orange line on top tied in the same fashion. And then this will be secured to the capsule, and the astronauts can safely take their first steps out of the capsule onto the front porch.
Okay,
What kind of knot is that one?
them to set up the stabilization collar.
You should definitely be able to handle this in under 10 minutes.
Okay, wow. And then you just mentioned the front porch. So basically after they set up this stabilization collar, then they set up what's called the front porch here.
That's correct.
Okay, and what's the front porch?
Front porch.
No,
is
they
basically
erect
a
the
bigger
front
waiting room
porch.
for the astronauts to sit in while we wait for the helicopters to show up and grab them.
Okay, so the medical team that was inside with the crew, they're going to help them out and onto the front porch?
That is correct.
And then what happens here?
We have higher trained medical personnel also on board the front porch that will give them lookovers and just make sure they're okay while we wait for the helicopters to show up.
Okay, how does it feel, I mean, your team, you, to be part of a mission that's returning astronauts from the moon in more than 50 years?
We all feel extremely honored to be a part of this, as well as a bigger mission for the Navy and joining up with NASA to do great things.
And do you feel like you and your team are ready?
Yes, very ready.
Cool. All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Once again, the recovery operations are continuing.
I was a little nervous.
In the Pacific. We shortly should see that life raft, the front porch, erected alongside the side hatch of the vehicle.
They were clapping. Why did you cut the clapping out? We want to hear the
flight
celebration.
controllers have come into the flight control room to receive congratulations from entry flight director Rick Henfling. But we're going to stick with our operations out in the Pacific as we await the extraction of the 4 crew members who are reported to be in excellent condition.
Gordian knot. Excellent reference. Yeah. Okay. Just with the name of just the name of the knot. You all right? Just the name of the knot. You can kind of see him through the window.
Front porch to be erected alongside of the side hatch of the vehicle. Let's go back to the USS John P. Murtha and Megan Cruz. Megan?
Hey, Rob. Pausing now to listen to some internal audio loops. Again, the operations team here on the ship communicating with everyone out on the water. It seems like currents are hindering them a little bit from unfurling and inflating the stabilization collar as well as the front porch. But again, the requirement to get the crew out within 2 hours of splashdown, plenty of time. So no concerns.
You got 2 hours to do this?
But as calm as
no, we better have a celebratory safety meeting first and foremost.
The teams just a tad.
420 friendly news coverage. Has she set a rect even once? I bet you if she did, this would go faster. The other guy's working his ass off.
You can see in some of our shots that side hatch still open. Again, inside there are now 8 people inside. 4 divers, Navy divers, all with medical training, each assigned to an astronaut each. Making sure that they're comfortable, feeling good.
Comfortable.
As you've heard us say in the broadcast, you know, they expect a little bit of discomfort. Again, these astronauts just traveled back to Earth at 25,000 miles an hour, a nearly 695,000 mile journey around the moon.
695,000
if you think you get car sick. Again, 6 boats
I
out
do
there.
get car sick.
Lots of gear with them, just in case, right?
Only if I'm
As we
like on
said,
my
the
phone,
crew
though.
reported
If I'm a passenger.
feeling great.
Or reading.
But again, all those folks out there, in case they weren't, right? NASA is all about making sure we think about every situation that can happen. And so, of course, wanted to be ready in case any of our astronauts needed more medical attention while out there in the water.
You get bullshit sick.
You see now teams, again, trying to set up the stabilization collar and front porch.
They're trying to erect it.
For the crew to get out of Orion. They need both, right? The stabilization collar will keep Orion from swaying as you see it is doing now.
All right, but once...
They will connect to the front porch to the stabilization collar so that the crew can take 2 steps and they will be in the front porch.
I mean, they could scoop it up now with the ship, though, right? Once the... I know you said the hypergolic shit, whatever, but, like, it's gone now, right? So it could just be scooped up. Like, I ain't gonna lie, the SpaceX recovery is smooth. NASA's entire mission up until this point, their comms went down and it's just being...
Not a lot of
yeah, but they have 2 hours to do it.
audio loops, that's a good thing. Again, things proceeding pretty nominally, even if they're fighting some currents out there on the Pacific Ocean.
The porch costs $10 million? Holy. You've seen all splashdowns from the 60s until now? Incredible.
Again, the goal, setting up the stabilization collar and the front porch so that the crew can rest comfortably in the front porch.
There goes there's the
so
apron
that
or whatever.
2 helicopters can lift them off the front porch and onto the USS John Murtha here.
Am I wrong though? In the SpaceX capsule, they get
turns
pulled up into the
picking
ship
up
and
an
come out of
astronaut.
the ship, or come out of the
So
capsule of
again,
the
Hilo
ship.
1 and Hilo 2.
I remember watching that. Or am I tripping? Did I dream that?
Okay, and the recovery team here on the ship just got a report from the undersea medical officer who is inside the capsule
Under
with
the
crew.
sea.
He is reporting all 4 members are green.
Green.
All of our 4 astronauts, Reed, Victor, Christina, Jeremy, green, meaning they are feeling great, not the complexion of their skin. They are feeling great.
They're aliens
happy
now.
to be home and ready to be extracted.
They're extraterrestrial
as soon
life
as
forms.
possible.
Brought back space fentanyl.
And so, as I was saying, we have 2 helicopters circling the activity you're seeing on the water right now. Each will take turns picking up an astronaut. So Hilo 1 will come on in, hover above the front porch, about 40 feet above the front porch. A Navy recovery specialist will be hoisted down into the front porch.
The restricted maneuvering doctrine is in effect.
Will connect to the first astronaut, which we're expecting to be Christina. And then Hilo 2 comes
There's no
around,
sharks out there, right?
picks up Jeremy, while Hilo 1 stays above head. And then Hilo 1 will come back in for another astronaut, and then Hilo 2 for the last astronaut, and then back to the flight deck here on the recovery ship.
We got to get the other dude back on talking about erections again.
I was talking to Assistant Artemis Recovery Director Paul Sierpinski. He said helos are a much quicker, safer way to get on board. They did actually consider boats, but then if you think about it, longer time, the crew would have to move through more of the ship. This way the helos will give a more direct, quicker route to the medical bay.
Oh, that answers my question.
Astronauts.
She literally was like, why not just use a ship to grab it like SpaceX does? Because it's faster, she says.
Beautiful shots from our aerial and imagery teams. Clouds have dissipated for a clear view from the bow of the recovery ship here.
Yeah, but the footage of the helicopter was epic and based.
You can still see divers in the water there.
We need a helicopter hoist.
Encircling Orion, that is that stabilization collar we've been telling you about.
Hell yeah.
As you saw in that interview just a few minutes ago, they have to first connect it to Orion, and then once it's secured onto Orion, they can inflate it, and then they'll further secure it with other harnesses and lines.
Couldn't be a Navy diver either because sharks, so definitely watching all types of jobs that I could not do due to fear.
About an hour and 10 minutes since splashdown in the Pacific
Or not
Ocean
smart
here.
enough. Not smart enough in fear. Can do any of this.
Reed, Victor, Christina, and Jeremy back home after a history-making mission to the moon and back.
Looks like they got that one piece of the apron left to get on there. Oh, he's up there already. That shit inflates pretty quick, huh?
And if you missed what we said just a couple of minutes ago, the undersea medical officer inside with the crew in Orion reporting all 4 crew members feeling great.
And then the other boat that's surrounded as the front porch.
Progress being made there on the stabilization collar. It looks like they are beginning to inflate it.
There it goes.
And it looks like they're starting to unfold the front porch in order to get that into the water here shortly and inflate that as well.
So many husbands are saying tonight, hey honey, I'm gonna go to the front porch and get erect. Am I right? Haha.
Again, more than 40 people out in the water right now. And those Navy and NASA personnel have been in the water for now about 4 hours.
There are literally 2 million people watching this on YouTube, so
The reason why they had to get out so early
everyone's
is
watching this right now.
just to stage everything. And actually here on the ship, when there
They
are
did
flight
it,
operations
and they gotta
happening,
connect
you
the
can't have
porch.
anything else, right? Just because the flight deck can be a dangerous place, so they just want to focus on planes coming and going from the ship, so that's why they wanted to get the boats in the water to make sure that they have all the time they needed for the flight ops. And then the
Flight
same
ops.
crew here out in the water, they will stay out in the water for a number of hours after we recover the crew and get them back on the ship, because then they have to recover Orion.
Gotta get the capsule.
All right, that stabilization collar looking good around Orion. We're now seeing some recovery personnel getting on to that collar. Again, they need to further attach it to Orion to make sure that it can really prop up the spacecraft. It's basically lifting it up off of the water just a tad. Again, so it's not so...
Come off me for a minute.
So it doesn't sway so much in the water there.
Right, it's not fully erect yet. They didn't erect the other side.
And now that front porch looks like it's nearly fully inflated as well.
She won't say it.
A much larger surface area.
They hit their quota of erections in the live broadcast.
And so once the crew get out of Orion, they can stretch their legs a little bit on this front porch, get some fresh air. And enjoy this beautiful day here on their home planet. It appears teams now are
It's
about
the cold water.
to
True,
the
yeah,
front
yeah, for sure.
to the stabilization collar.
And the wind too, that's rough.
And at that point, when both are secure, we should soon see astronauts.
Got to be a skilled erector in those conditions. Well, you guys came for the moon mission and stayed for the erections. Blow-ups never get fully erect. It's looking like it's just sagging back there. Looks like they put that shit to whoever was in charge of the back part of it fucked
also
up.
Being fed to the landing force
Looks like it, at
operations
least.
center here on the ship. Of course, it is very important for our recovery teams leading the mission to have all the views that you're seeing as well. Again, listening to their communication loop here on the ship. Very quiet, which is a good thing. It means things are going pretty nominally, meaning as expected.
Their live broadcast camera, though, now looks like Netflix when they first tried. It's gotten better now, but remember that first live sports broadcast they did? That was rough. It was on
Again, all
Christmas
this
a couple years
activity
ago.
happening just 3,000 yards away from the ship, so that means this will be a very quick flight back on the helicopters for the crew.
Can we get better video for Artemis
3
III
minutes.
from NASA?
And then they'll be back here on the ship.
And we get the potato out of here. I don't know what they have enough money. Dude, freaking 4K cameras. Everyone, they got 2 million,
Okay.
millions
So a
watching
thumbs
this.
up
They're on the porch. Here they come.
from one of the personnel on the front porch. It looks like they are now getting ready to deploy what they call the Air Rescue Vest, ARV. And so this is the harness that each crew member will get into.
And they get put up in a
order to be
helicopter.
hoisted into the helicopters. Again, those helicopters hovering just about 40 feet above the front porch when they're ready to pick up each crew member.
Wow, we're doing moon missions again before GTA 6. Crazy. Moon base before GTA 6. Oh, brother, it's looking like it. Isn't that shit supposed to come out in May or something? We haven't. GTA 6 ain't coming out. We're supposed to have another trailer soon. If that game is coming out this year, I don't know. I don't think so. You need at least, yeah, I don't think that shit's coming out this year. Not enough trailers, no gameplay, nothing. I'll be playing Forza 6.
This is Mission Control Houston. Behind me, a fairly raucous scene as hundreds of flight controllers have poured into the flight control room here. This is reminiscent of the scene after the final shuttle mission of STS-135, although that was the end of a program. This is only the beginning of a program.
Let's go.
With the textbook splashdown of Integrity and its 4 astronauts.
Where new era.
For the crew to be extracted from the spacecraft. Entry Flight Director Rick Henfling invited all of these flight controllers who have contributed to this mission to enter the flight control room to have an opportunity to receive well wishes and to share the mutual glow that exists in the wake of a textbook mission for Integrity. On the front screen here in Mission Control, a sign that says "Welcome Home Integrity, taking humanity back to the moon, going further, and returning safely to Earth." So all of that jubilation, part of the post-splashdown activities, even as we await the crew being extracted from the vehicle.
Logo looks like a Alienware PC
for the trip back to the USS John
from like 2011. Yeah, but yeah, none of that matters for this though. None of the Epstein class and shit and what they got going on. What's the weather in
once again here
San
in Mission
Diego?
Control? This view of the Artemis flight control room, known as the White Flight Control Room. This is the old shuttle flight control room, and now is the home of Artemis missions to the moon and beyond.
Wow.
Once again,
a Capcom.
A few flight controllers were invited in by Entry Flight Director Rick Henfling to
At
share
67 in San Diego.
Following the successful splashdown of Integrity, that splashdown occurring an hour and 22 minutes ago, as we stand by for the completion of the extraction of the crew, and ultimately they're hoisting onto Navy helicopters for a short flight back to the USS John P. Murtha. Splashdown occurred at 7:07 and 27 seconds p.m. Central Time. I had an opportunity to talk to the head of Flight Dynamics, Jeff Birch, a moment or two ago. He said the trajectory of Integrity coming through the Earth's atmosphere was so precise, they've never seen anything line up on a ground track like today's entry by Integrity for its splashdown southwest of San Diego.
Never seen something like it. Yeah, I said at the Kennedy Space Center, they put you through the Apollo mission. You're in like they have like stands you sit in. There's like hundreds of people. Then they have the original Apollo mission control
And
center.
the initial, you can hear.
Yeah, the exact one they used. There they are, coming out.
Jubilation here in the flight control room. The first crew member is out of integrity.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, oh,
we are
every time I want to
expecting
talk.
the other crew members momentarily to be extracted.
There's another crew member coming out. 2 out now.
We now have 2 crew members out.
Yeah, they put you through the launch of Apollo mission, Apollo 11, I think it was.
Two crew members out, 2 to go.
Or was it Apollo 1? It was like the original Apollo mission, like control room they have there.
We're about 1 hour from sunset out in the Pacific. Everything continues to go well. Integrity's systems function perfectly during its entry back to Earth. And Reed Wiseman, the commander who will be last out of the vehicle, reported that all the crew members were feeling very well.
Said they were green. There's another one. 3 of them are out.
Crew member number 3 now out. And now standing by for the commander, Reed Wiseman, who will be last out of his ship. Bobbing in the Pacific under almost ideal conditions, Integrity spanned 694,000 miles during its journey from launch to splashdown.
Oh yeah, this is much cooler than war. If anything, the chunkiest money our country does spend should be on this, not fucking war. They've been defunding all this stuff. Defund all the actual cool stuff that the government does do. The big one right now, the big fight, is the U.S. Forest Service. Get into that more next week.
And we now have Reed Wiseman out of the vehicle. All 4 crew members now out of Integrity.
There they go. All 4 out.
Once again, all 4 crew members now on the front porch, and the procedure to begin hoisting them up to these 2 Navy helicopters hovering overhead will begin shortly.
That'll be interesting to see. So there's all 4 of them. Like I said, they're just waiting to be hoisted up into the helicopter now. This mission control here is in Houston, Texas, right? Is the Space Center in Houston cool?
This is Mission Control Houston. The mission is over, but the melody lingers on as jubilation continues here in the flight control room. We should be expecting NASA's Associate Administrator, Amit Kshatriya, to be joining us shortly for a short interview while the recovery operations continue out in the Pacific. So we'll stand by for that. And then we'll turn it back over to Megan Cruz aboard the USS John P. Murtha.
When's Artemis II? Look that up quick. It says mid 2027. Oh. NASA scraps 2027, Artemis III in favor of 2028. Oh, okay. I'm reading articles on it. Remember civilians after Katrina doing this lift these astronauts are about to do? Getting saved from the hurricane catastrophe. I remember watching that as a kid. Yeah, thinking about the rush. I mean,
This is Mission Control Houston here.
They're going so goddamn fast.
Artemis flight control room. A number of flight controllers basking in the glory of the successful end of this mission that carried 4 astronauts around the moon on a lunar flyby, and the first test flight of Orion with crew members on board. Splashdown occurring an hour and 32 minutes ago after a flawless descent back into the Earth's atmosphere for the vehicle. Its 4 crew members in good shape, simply enjoying their time right now on the front porch, as it were, the inflatable raft alongside of their Integrity spacecraft.
My raft.
We're expecting Amit Kshatriya, the NASA Associate Administrator, to join us here momentarily for a brief interview before we turn it back over to Megan Cruz aboard the USS John P. Murtha, the recovery ship.
Good night, Mark. Be back for the gaming later. Yeah, after this, guys, once they're in the, I want to see them go up into the helicopter and whatnot. But whenever that's done, we'll be on my gaming channel. You guys can go sub now, or here, I'll put the link in the chat. while we're waiting. I will put the link in the chat. We're playing a space horror game tonight. It's called Routine. It's supposed to be spooky. So we'll be playing that on Mercado Gaming YouTube channel later. I'll put the link in the chat. You guys want to come check it out later? Don't have a time yet. I don't know how long this is going to take. Scheduled for 9 o'clock, but obviously I'm going to likely have to push that one back a little bit. My porch. So it looks like the front porch was detached from the capsule.
This is Mission Control Houston. We're about an hour and 34 minutes since the textbook splashdown of Integrity in the Pacific to bring home our astronauts. And with us now is Amit Kshatriya, the NASA Associate Administrator. Amit, a little bit of history made tonight, a little bit of history made over the past few weeks.
Some history.
Your thoughts?
Definitely.
This team here basks in the glow of what they just accomplished.
Yeah, Rob, we're here in the control center, and it's kind of overrun with jubilant folks in the Mission Control Houston, as well as engineering, and folks that just want to be here, part of it, as we watch our crew get extracted from the vehicle. And, you know, my thought is always about these teams, the team that's in the water right now, pulling the crew out, the team here in Houston that worked so hard over the last 10 days, no sleep to get this done. You know, we still have some work to do to get the crew to the med bay here on the ship. They all look great coming out, so hopefully that won't be too long. You know, I think we saw the administrator on the boat too, giving his thanks.
Hey, Justin Freakin', thank you for the raid.
They're just an incredible group of sailors. I was able to visit with them a couple weeks ago.
Big raid, appreciate you. Thank you so
all
much.
The way back to the workers and the folks that joined the rocket at Michoud, that made the heat shield tiles that held together tonight, that stacked the vehicle in Florida, that integrated the vehicle in Denver, that fired the engines in Stennis, that fired the boosters in Promontory. I mean, this is the entire team, coming together and being tested by the environment that this machine went through, and they did it right. The work was good. They did it right.
You've said in a number of briefings, of course, and in other forums that this is just the first step. The cadence has to step up, as the administrator has indicated. Now, it's a little early for the full report card on how Integrity did, but did this mission ultimately, from your eyes view, exceed expectations?
It absolutely did. I mean, I was waiting to talk about this until we were in the water, and, I think we still have, again, work to do to bring it in and really kind of go through it bolt by bolt and see what we learned. But, I mean, so far, given what we learned during the mission and given how we
Thanks, Justin. Appreciate that.
On ascent, on entry, I always think about energy in terms of the states that you worry about the most, and every time we put these machines through these incredibly energetic states that came through. So I'm fairly confident that we made a big step tonight to get us on the path towards the surface. I think the path to the surface is open now. We do have to do all the work.
Path to the surface is open.
We talk about that as cleanly as we can. We learned a few things during the mission, but I have to tell you, this was an incredible test of an incredible machine.
From an American psyche standpoint, the Empire State Building was lit up red, white, and blue tonight. Our coverage was seen on baseball stadiums around the major leagues. How captivating was this experience for the American people, for the world, in fact, as we returned to the moon?
I have not been able to watch a lot of the coverage as we've progressed through the mission. I will tell you, just from my witness in Florida before launch, and then seeing the people's faces here, and then reading where I can about how things are going. I think this has been a gift to the world from NASA. NASA's given the world a gift, proving to folks all over the place, especially young people, and that to me is what this is really about. Young people, when they see what we can do when we work together, when we have teams that collaborate, that it doesn't matter how hard the problems are, we can solve them. I'm hopeful that Artemis II as folks witness what we were able to do with this incredible crew, this incredible team that we've birthed into the world, scientists and engineers and artists that have been inspired by this. And even if they don't come work in the program, which separately they should come work in the program because Lord knows we need the help, but even if they don't want to come work in the program, hopefully they grow up to recognize they can do amazing things when they work together and contribute to society and be good citizens and really change the way, you know, the challenges that are coming in the world are overcomable if we work together like this.
And one final question. You know, flying to the moon, we did it. We've done it again this past week and a half or so. But the engineering that went behind the design of this mission and the precision, the pinpoint precision of this vehicle entering that entry corridor, it's almost mind-boggling.
Yeah, it is incredible when you think about the energies involved and the uncertainties involved. That when we inserted the vehicle into orbit, it was 99.2% down the middle. When we dropped the vehicle right on top of the fleet here, you know, our guys knew exactly where to go, but the guidance was perfect. You know, and it's interesting. I've got this question a lot over the last few weeks about, you know,
here comes a helicopter.
We did this before 53 years ago, and you know that. I think
all right, one's going to get hoisted.
Thing to contemplate, like what's gone on since then. And what I'd tell you is, you know, when we did Apollo, which again, the more we learn about what they did, the more magical it seems what they were able to accomplish, given the technology and the learnings that they had. But when we did Apollo, the architects of Apollo, you know, Gilbert, Seaman, von Braun, Mueller, what they really wanted to do, you know, as they were contemplating what it meant to expand our range of action to the lunar surface, what they wanted to do was learn how to live and work in space for a long time. They wanted to do that first before they were confident they could expand their range of action to the moon. Now, of course, the politics of the time and the mission at the time was different, and so they had to go straight to the moon and bring people home. And then after that, the program kind of lost its momentum. But you know, after that, NASA kept moving along those paths, right? So we recognized during Apollo that reusability was going to be important. We spent a lot of money on those machines, and you know, we spent a lot of money on these machines here. Even though, but we recognized that reusability was important, which is why we built a winged space plane called Space Shuttle, and then we used that reusable machine to build a space station. And we learned for 25 years.
Yeah, I was old enough for that.
And have been able to develop technologies that can enable exploration.
Remember that as a kid.
What I think is now, 53 years later, we're at the point where the architects of Apollo would have been pleased that we're now ready to actually go back to the moon and go back to stay because we've learned all the things we needed to learn.
There's a lot of people
space station,
tonight, and we really thank you for joining us.
All right, they're getting hoisted.
NASA's Associate Administrator, as we begin to hoist the crew onto the helicopters to head back to the.
There they go.
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
congratulations, Amit.
Kind of dramatic, huh? There they go. Yeah, they gotta. I mean, listen. Beggars can't be choosers, but man, they gotta get the better cameras next time. These cameras are not good. They got the money for it.
This is Mission Control Houston, with the crew members now beginning to be hoisted aboard the Navy helicopters. Let's go to Megan Cruz aboard the USS John P. Murtha, who will take it from here.
My Navy.
Hey, Rob, yeah, back on the bow of the ship here, we are seeing the...
Oh, wow, one after another. Oh, cool, okay. I thought they were going to have to go like one at a time for some reason. I don't know.
Picking up the first astronaut.
I thought they were going to have to go and then come back and then go and come back.
Hovering just 40 feet above the front porch, lowering a recovery specialist out of the helicopter. That person will touch down in the front porch just there. The crew members already outfitted with a harness that will allow them to quickly attach to the hoisting device. Look at the power of those blades.
Power.
Throwing water out at the center there. The front porch with now 3 astronauts and the recovery specialists. Again, crews already outfitted with a harness vest
There they go. Well, what the heck, camera? You missed him.
And here we go. Second astronaut now off the front porch.
Camera crew's fired.
Into the second helicopter.
Yeah, we missed him. Grab him and take him because camera was looking at something else. Fired. Comms team fired.
Helicopter will now.
Recovery camera crew fired.
Distance away to give room for the first helicopter to come back and pick up the third astronaut.
Here they come. No, they need helo astronaut recovery simulator.
Helicopter to come back, make its way back around.
You could do this on flight simulator. Astronaut recovery.
The United States called our NASA administrator today while he was on the ship.
Please don't.
Just minutes after we interviewed him live on our coverage, and congratulated him and NASA.
And don't ruin this moment
on this
right now.
history-making moment tonight. Helicopter 1 again hovering 40 feet over the front porch. We will soon see another recovery specialist getting lowered onto the front porch.
Adel Bridge, gotta log in and do this. We're gonna need the best helo pilots.
Front porch, the wind, the water.
For a game coming
the
out.
The recovery team determined that a helicopter flight back to the ship here would be safer, faster, and more comfortable for our crew, who just completed a 10-day mission around the moon.
Really? What is it? Does you gotta get hoisted up?
In the air, getting hoisted quickly back into the first helicopter now.
One more helo. Probably blasting Danger Zone on the loudspeakers. America.
On its way back to the ship here. We will soon see it land in just a few minutes. Again, all this action happening just 3,000 yards away from us, so a very quick flight back to the flight deck.
Now, I was going to say, in the game coming out called War Dogs, we need our own helo pilots.
Now the only person left on the front porch, Commander Reed Wiseman.
There's the commander.
That second helicopter now making its way back over to the front porch. Here it comes. Making its final approach here.
Yep. Pretty smooth though, huh? You go right up in there, huh? I'd be afraid to like fall or some shit.
The last astronaut, Commander Reed Wiseman, now off the front porch and almost into the second helicopter. Both now on their way back to the ship where we are, the USS John P. Murtha, just west of San Diego in the Pacific Ocean. Exciting to see our 4 crew members minutes away from landing on the flight deck here on the recovery ship.
Gotta see him get on the ship.
On this ship, excited, ready, anxious, looking forward to welcoming this crew aboard.
This is
them now with our own eyes. Close to the ship here. Hearing them begin to hover on the flight deck, which is just across from us, here on the bow. The first helicopter coming in.
See, America, we can do cool stuff when we don't do dumb shit.
And wheels down. Wheels down of the first helicopter carrying 2 of our Artemis II crew.
The Cracker Barrel logo.
Pilot Victor Glover and mission specialist Christina Cook. Hilo 1 on deck reported on the recovery loop. Again, the mission audio loops that the recovery team are using here to communicate with one another.
We probably already have
just made on the ship. Integrity incoming.
We probably already have interplanetary travel and shit without funding wars like we do.
One carrying the crew, the other, one of our imagery helicopters. Again, kudos to our imagery and aerial teams for giving us these beautiful views of history in the making.
They could do better. Yeah, but
a gorgeous
in 360p.
Sunset here in the Pacific Ocean.
No, dude. It's like we're watching footage from 1997.
Second helicopter.
Yeah, fucking potato videos.
Making its approach of the flight deck. Plenty of people here on the bow with their cell phones out, filming this moment.
That ship looks like futuristic as hell. What the heck? It's like Outer Haven. So many of you guys are going to be logging into Flight Simulator tonight to do this mission.
Flying here by the Navy.
Do they have the Apollo recovery mission mod yet?
As we are seconds away from wheels down. And there you go. We now have all 4 Artemis II crew members.
They're back.
On the USS John P. Murtha.
They're on the ship.
I'm sure they're happy to be out of the water. And on this recovery ship with, again, 550 people on board, ready to welcome them home. But first, as we've been saying throughout the broadcast, just making sure the crew feel good. We reported that they were feeling good when they were in Orion, but those were just initial, quick, verbal assessments of how they're feeling. Their destination tonight, the medical bay here on the ship.
When do they, like, come back to shore?
We power down the helicopters here. The team on the flight deck working quickly but methodically.
Yeah, this lady doesn't. What's this helicopter?
Waiting for just one more helicopter to touch down.
Now all crew members are on the ship. I was wondering, I was like, wait, shouldn't there be a 4th helicopter? Maybe a 4th one?
Very limited personnel here on the flight deck.
Restricted maneuvering doctrine is in effect.
As that 3rd helicopter touches down.
It's the 4th one. It's fine. It's because she didn't say erect. That's why.
The ship is at flight quarters. Stand clear of waiter decks, aft of frame 095. Burn no cover stop side. Thrown articles over the side. Hold all trash and garbage on station. Flight quarters.
While just a few folks on the flight deck itself, there are plenty more on some upper decks. I see in some of our views a very packed crowd overhead. Announcements being made over the ship's loudspeaker system, reminding folks to stay clear of operational areas like the flight deck. so that teams can work quickly to get the crew off of the helicopters and into the medical bay.
Yeah, well, they went to the dark side of the moon and filmed it and took pictures, and we didn't see any
today,
secret
5:06
space
p.m.
station or anything.
Pacific time.
They went there.
We are within 2 hours of that splashdown time, and already we have all 4 crew members on the flight deck of the USS John P. Murtha.
There you go. Yeah, dark side of the moon conspiracies were fun before we just went there now, and now it's like, yeah, you know,
Again, crew
that stuff
waiting
ain't there.
Before getting out.
Or did they?
For the helicopters to completely shut down.
Oh, now it's inside of the moon. Oh, true. You're right.
Safety, of course, very important to NASA and the U.S. military. So we'll wait just a couple.
All the lights were off.
Before we
True.
start seeing
You had to save power.
members
It's power saving night.
walk off the helicopters one by one.
Yeah, Apollo 18 was a fun movie. Well, this is way cooler than I thought it was going to be. Sorry I didn't talk like a whole lot. I'm just like mesmerized by all this. Been holding on to my safety meeting for a while too. Got to have a celebratory 420. Again, guys, just to remind you, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the YouTube channel here at Mercado Media. We'll have live coverage tomorrow at the National Fuck Ice Day. I'll be live in Minneapolis. There'll be a dance party at 10 a.m. and then at noon protest.
All right, and now here we see pilot Victor Glover and mission specialist Christina Cook sitting on the edge of one of the helicopters, looking in great spirits. That familiar smile and laugh from Victor, I can see it from here. Christina, I'm sure, feeling the same way, just blocked a little bit by our camera here, but we'll see her here shortly. A photographer taking their pictures. Victor saluting folks on the flight deck. They look like they're in great spirits. Happy to be home, I'm sure. If you're sitting at home, I hope you too are wondering, what would you want to ask them if you got a chance to talk to them? Because that is what I'm thinking about. Getting the opportunity to talk to or ask questions of these 4 astronauts who just made history as the first crew to return to the moon since 1972.
History. You guys think they brought aliens back? Finally, we got to watch some good news together. I know, literally. There will be good news that happens. Because we're just living.
We see Christina there,
bleak
also
times.
smiling, finally peering out, waving at the cameras. Hello to you too, Christina. Yes. Welcome back. Welcome, welcome home. A loudspeaker announcement on the ship saying, "Welcome home, Integrity."
A little different than 1972.
I can't see who he's talking to, but I kind of think that he might be talking to his other 2 crew members. Shouting from across the flight deck, congratulations to one another.
As a kid, I always wondered
so
why
now
we never
we
going
see
back to the
some
moon again.
Navy personnel walking up to the helicopter. This is again the first helicopter carrying pilot Victor Glover and mission specialist Christina Cook. Both have taken off their helmets now.
I was like, they did moon missions like as a kid. Remember, like in the 90s, 30 years ago, 40 years ago. We don't do them anymore. I want 1080p 4K moon videos.
Some pictures, video.
I want my reels.
To catalog this historic moment. A beautiful sunset just behind them here in the Pacific Ocean. Golden hour. These pictures will be beautiful.
Better looking than the live feed, that's for sure.
Now we see
You have to imagine
NASA
it.
Administrator Jared Isaacman. He is on the flight deck, as well as flight surgeon Rick Schuring.
Coverage is in
walking
low
to Victor
settings
and
right
Christina
now.
first. We saw the administrator walk over to the other helicopter, which is carrying Commander Reed Weissman and mission specialist Jeremy Hansen.
Oh yeah, wait till the propaganda
We
about
heard
what's
from
going
Rick
on at the
earlier in
news base
broadcast.
happens.
Again, he said
Or
he's
the
going to be
moon
out
base.
there on the flight deck to do another initial assessment of the crew, ask them how they're feeling. Anything bothering them. But again, from what I'm seeing, they look like they're in great spirits and feeling pretty good for folks who just traveled 695,000 miles from Florida to the moon and now here to the Pacific Ocean.
Well, that's a round trip. Attlebridge says the Cold War was over, so was the race to the moon, and we won. Yeah, I can't believe people got tired of or bored of them, though. At least based on reading what...
We're now seeing NASA Administrator Jared Isaacman walking across the flight deck. He had been talking to Reed and Jeremy, now approaching Victor and Christina. A hug from Victor? A hug from Christina? What a moment that we're getting to experience together. I'm sure congratulatory words. You know, we got to speak to the administrator live on this broadcast as well, and he said the kid in him right now, giddy, absolutely giddy at what we were able to accomplish today. Returning
Oh, it was all
them
about ratings
home
back then?
safely and in good spirits after a 10-day mission around the moon. And here we go. We're seeing Jeremy walking, waving across the flight deck, now on his way to the medical bay.
Need a little help walking, like he's walking, but he needs to put the weight
It's a
on
short
the other
walk.
two.
Less than a minute. Again, that's why the recovery team decided to use helicopters to get them on the flight deck for that short walk to medical bay. And now on the flight deck, we see the chief of the astronaut office, Scott Tingle. Rick Schuring switching places. He's going over to the other helicopter. Big hugs from Victor, Christina to Scott. Again, a gorgeous sunset setting the stage for this recovery tonight. All right, and now here we are, Christina, making her way, looking thankful, grateful, happy to be home. You can see she's looking up. Again, lots of people, just a few levels up off the flight deck, welcoming her home.
They're all walking, too.
Scott holding the door like a gentleman, but back on his way to the other crew still on the flight deck. still on the flight deck.
Wait, their toilet was broken?
And Reed Weissman. It looks like Victor will be the next one headed to medical bay. More hugs, more hugs. He's a hugger. Victor looking good as he walks across the flight deck. NASA administrator applauding. Victor applauding for all the folks on the ship with him who played a role in their safe return today.
Anti-gravity turds is crazy.
And finally, just one Artemis II crew member left on the flight deck. Commander Reed Weissman.
Commander.
Applause from the group there on the flight deck, I'm sure, as well as on the level just above them, packed with people. Reed looking good as he takes his steps towards the medical bay.
Go through intense medical now all night.
See our 4 Artemis II crew members back on the ship. Again, now they will head into medical bay, where they will be assessed by flight surgeons from both NASA as well as the Canadian Space Agency.
One for 12 hours of anal probes. They got to get probed.
Medical bay, they will each have their own nurse. They will be helped out of their suits. And then again, we'll check to see that they're feeling good. Make sure it's not just adrenaline, but that they are feeling good from their long journey back from the moon.
Imagine the adrenaline.
Beautiful shot of that sunset, illuminating our flight deck.
Well, that was really cool. All around. And again, I do have a new appreciation for it.
Safely on board. I want to welcome on Artemis Recovery Director Lily Villarreal. Lily, I don't know how you must be feeling right now. Ecstatic, relieved?
I'm so ecstatic, relieved. Of course, we still have to bring the capsule into the well deck of the ship, but this is a major milestone to have the crew here on the ship and in medbay. You know, our team has been preparing and working really hard, and I'm just so proud of them all. Everything went very well, just as planned. Our teammates in Houston, the flight control team was just amazing. We were able to have great conversations and communications about everything. And I don't know what else to say. I'm just so ecstatic. It's such a wonderful feeling to get to this point. Again, we still have to get the capsule, but this is huge for all of us in landing recovery. And I couldn't do this without my team, and of course the full support of the U.S. military. There's going to be lots of high fives when we get the capsule back in, and I'm so happy that the crew's doing well, Orion's doing well, and thank you for everybody watching.
Yeah, it was great to watch the crew come back.
2 million people were watching on YouTube, just on the main channel.
So happy.
There's 1 million watching now.
And feeling really good.
The funny thing is that we had video of them from inside the Orion vehicle.
1 million watching the main channel.
From the beginning, when we opened the hatch, they were already out of their seats, having a good time, waiting for us to open the hatch. And they opened the hatch, and of course we did the first first medical assessment. Everybody was doing very well, and they were just having such a great time with the medical team that was inside the capsule. I think they were all taking selfies with the phones that they have, probably talking about what they saw, and it was just smiles all around. They were having such a great time. And then we put them on the front porch when we were ready to put them on the front porch. And again, you could see they were just so ecstatic to be home and talking to everybody. So we were very happy to see all of that in the control room of the LFOC.
How remarkable is that? Again, if we think about...
Well, really cool to see a good story come out of the United States for once. My freaking goodness. All things considered. So, wow. Really good story there. Artemis II, congratulations to the astronauts. And an incredible mission from start to finish there. Incredible stuff. I hope America can continue doing stuff like that, not being weird and doing wars and Israel stuff all the time. That would be good. That would be cool. If you guys want more tonight, obviously you can go to the main NASA channel and watch any of the ship interviews they're going to do if you would like to. If you would like some more stuff with me, though, to be on my gaming channel, in like 15, we'll do like 10, 15 minutes. I'm gonna play a space horror game. My Alexa just started going off. That was weird. But we're gonna play a space horror game. Takes place in like the 80s, I think, or something, or it's an 80s style space spooky game. All right, guys. So about 10 minutes. You guys want to come check it out? If not, you can go watch the NASA coverage. But I'll be live tomorrow here on Mercado Media again for National Fuck Ice Day. So if you guys want to check that out on the channel, you can. Thank you again for watching. Oh, tune in at 10 a.m. Central. I'll be out there at 10 a.m. Central. The protest is at noon, but they're doing a dance party, I think. They're doing a bye-bye Pam Bondi dance party out there. So I'll be covering that on the channel. You guys can tune in. Join the Discord server. Link is in the description. Or the fastest way to get connected is come say hi to us on the gaming channel. Mercado Gaming on YouTube. All right. Come check us out. Appreciate it. You guys are awesome. Great coverage tonight. Thank you, especially if you're new to the channel. Again, we got a Discord server. Link in the description. Join that. We got a Facebook group that's almost at 22,000 people. So, oh boy. If you're on Facebook, come join the Discord sometime too. Appreciate everybody for all the support, the raid on Twitch, all the new follows, all the new subscribes. You guys are awesome, and I hope to see you on my gaming channel in a little bit. Take care. Have a good night. See you tomorrow.